Before starting the lesson today, I would like you to watch a video and then answer the following question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using electronic devices in the classroom?
As technology improves over the years, its usage in the classroom brings positive effects.
Technology definitely has a usage inside classrooms, especially when you're doing research. Probably access a lot faster, probably a more variety of sources that you'll have to look at as well. But once again, you always have to check your validity.
I use it all the time from where my teachers play Kahoot.
The game aspect of technology, I think, brings a sense of competition and fun.
You know, when I'm studying, writing down vocabulary, I use my phone. Other than that, I always use technology in class.
Despite this, technology does have its downs.
There's a good and bad thing on both sides. I think too much technology lends the student to believe that they don't have to do a lot of reading, which the opposite is actually true.
When either students are not following all the way through on their research, maybe relying on just the first two responses from a Google search, let's say, or using a tool maybe that isn't the best one. For instance, in world language, Google Translate is easy to use, but for instance, it doesn't have all the German aspects. They don't maybe think as deeply about resources or about the information.
Students tend to not use their technology wisely, and they tend to use it for Snapchatting and texting each other rather than using it in a more appropriate educational place.
Sometimes it can be distracting, like students with their phones or handheld video games.
Without balanced usage of technology, it can do more harm than help.
That is the end of the clip. Have you had the answer? Here is the answer. There are some advantages and disadvantages of using electronic devices in the classroom mentioned in this video. We will get to the first part, advantages. In the video, you can see that students can access a more variety of sources faster when doing research. Another benefit is that they can take notes on their phones. And the last one, technology games can bring a sense of competition and fun in the classroom. The next part I will mention is disadvantages. As you can see in the video, students don't do a lot of reading. In addition, because they rely on the first responses from Google search, learners don't think deeply about the resources. Another negative aspect is that learners tend to use their technology for social media and testing each other rather than educational purposes. Finally, they can be distracted by their phones or handheld video games. What are we going to learn today? We are going to learn Unit 8, New Ways to Learn. Lesson 6, Writing. Using electronic devices in learning. In this lesson, we will learn how to write a paragraph about the advantages of personal electronic devices as learning tools. Now, open your textbook. Page 32, look at task 2. Read the following sentences about some advantages and disadvantages of using electronic devices in learning, and decide if they are advantages A or disadvantages D. First, 1 minute for you to read the following sentences carefully. Now, I will introduce some new words. Look at the first sentence. Do you know the meaning of the word distract? Distract means to make somebody stop giving their attention to something. The Vietnamese meaning is làm sao nhãng. We have the structure. Distract somebody or something. Look at the example for this one. Don't distract her. Or another structure is distract somebody or something from something. I will give you an example to illustrate. You are distracting me from my work. Another word is cheat. Do you know this verb? Cheat means to behave in a dishonest way in order to get what you want. Its Vietnamese meaning is gian lận. In the third sentence, we have the word inappropriate. Can you guess the Vietnamese meaning of this word? It is không thích hợp. Its antonym, appropriate, means suitable or right for a particular situation or occasion. The Vietnamese meaning is thích hợp. In the fifth sentence, the last word, demand, means to ask for something forcefully in a way that shows that you don't expect to be refused. Do you know the Vietnamese meaning of this word? It is yêu cầu đòi hỏi. Okay, we've gone through some new words. Now, 3 minutes for you to copy down. Finish? Well done. Now, read the following sentences again and decide if they are advantages A or disadvantages D. 3 minutes for you to do this task. Have you finished? I will give you the answers and explanations. The first sentence is D, disadvantage. Why do you choose the answer? We can consider this sentence as a disadvantage because of the phrase distract students from their studies. How about sentence 2? The answer is A, advantage. The phrase help students communicate with each other or relax allows us to opt for this answer. The next sentence, D, disadvantage, is the answer. How do you find out the answer? There are 2 phrases in this sentence, including have access to inappropriate information and forget about their projects or assignments, which help you find out the answers. Similarly, sentences number 4, 5, and 6 are advantage, disadvantage, advantage. And their evidence is study better, take embarrassing pictures of others, and be used for research and study, respectively. I think this task isn't difficult for you, right? I hope you all have had the correct answers. After finishing task 1, I think you have known some advantages and disadvantages of using electronic devices. Now, we move on to task 2. Read the following text about the disadvantages of using electronic devices in class. Then, underline the words or phrases the writer uses to link the ideas in task 1 together. 1 minute for you to do this task. Time's up. The underlined words and phrases include first on, second, last but not least, and in conclusion. Pay attention to the underlined words and phrases. The phrase first on is used to mention the first disadvantage. The word second is used to introduce the second disadvantage. The phrase, last but not least, is used to point out the final disadvantage. And the phrase, in conclusion, is a sign of concluding a paragraph. So, what are these linking words or phrases used for? These linking words or phrases are used for connecting ideas. Besides, we have some other useful linking words or phrases. To introduce the first idea, we can use some words or phrases like first on, firstly, or the first advantage or disadvantage is that. Secondly, or the second advantage or disadvantage is that, is used to express the second idea. To mention the final idea, some words or phrases such as last but not least, or finally, or the last disadvantage or advantage is that are highly recommended. To conclude a paragraph, you can use some phrases like in conclusion, in short, or to summarize. To improve your writing, you should form an outline first. Okay, so what is the outline for this test? I will show you the outline for this test and will point out the key ideas in this outline. The introduction of the test talks about a lot of their disadvantages. The body has three main ideas including distract students from their studies, have access to inappropriate information, videos and pictures, and take embarrassing pictures of others, share them on the internet, or use them to demand money, or force people to do things for them. In the last part, conclusion, the writer concludes with bring more harm than good to students. I hope you know how to develop an outline now. After identifying the linking words and phrases and analyzing the outline, we move on to task 3. Brainstorm the ideas for the topic. Write a paragraph from 120 to 150 words about the advantages of using electronic devices in learning. Now, 3 minutes for you to brainstorm the ideas. Have you finished? I will give you some suggestions regarding the advantages of using electronic devices in learning. One of the benefits of using electronic devices is that it allows you to communicate with each other or relax. The second benefit is that electronic devices help learners study better. Another positive aspect of using electronic devices is that they can assist students in conducting their research effectively. Encouraging students in independent learning is also one of the remarkable benefits. One more good point of using electronic devices may be enabling students to take notes quickly. Next, I will show you a sample outline for the topic, the advantages of using electronic devices in learning. In the first part, introduction, we can start with a topic sentence that introduces the main idea. The use of personal electronic devices in learning, a lot of advantages. For the first advantage, I will state the idea. Conduct research effectively. Similarly, the second and third advantages can be study better and communicate with each other or relax, respectively. The conclusion will paraphrase the introduction like, Personal electronic devices bring more good than harm to students. Finally, I will provide a sample. I strongly support the use of personal electronic devices in learning because I see a lot of advantages. First of all, they can be used for research effectively. Students can use them to download and store information and textbooks. This can help them save learning time and make their backpacks lighter. Second, students can study better with modern technology because there are many useful learning applications on smartphones, laptops, tablets, and other media players such as dictionary, spelling, translation, pronunciation, and other apps. Last but not least, mobile devices can help students communicate with each other or relax by listening to music and playing games when they are bored or tired of studying. In conclusion, personal electronic devices bring more good than harm to students. I suggest that teachers allow and encourage the use of the devices in learning, both inside and outside of class. After brainstorming the ideas and making the outline, we move on to task 4. Based on what we have learned above, write a paragraph from 120 to 150 words about the advantages of using electronic devices in learning. Remember, the length of the paragraph is from 120 to 150 words, and the main topic is the advantages of using electronic devices in learning. Don't forget to make an outline before writing and add linking words or phrases. It's time for you to write a paragraph about the advantages of using electronic devices in learning. 8 minutes for you to do this task. Time's up. Remember to send your writing to your English teacher for feedback. For further practice, you will tell a memorable story about using electronic devices in learning. Do you have any memory? Remember that you can tell me about your good or bad memory. Don't hesitate to tell me. There are some examples for you. Smartphones helped me keep track of the deadline for my online assignments. Online dictionaries allowed me to get a high mark for my English essay. I lost my internet connection when joining in an online lesson. 7 minutes for you to do this task. Remember to send your audio file to your English teacher for feedback. This is the end of our lesson. Today, we have revised some useful linking words or phrases and have written a paragraph about the advantages of personal electronic devices as learning tools. Remember to learn vocabulary and prepare for the next lesson. Thanks for your attention. See you next time.